two of our ladies, but they are right here with me in the studio and we're about talking everything GMB 2025. DJ Phil on the ones and twos, and let's welcome Yeli and Afeziwa. She's a flame in the cold, with a heart of a warrior and the spirit is bold. She is fire, she is rain, she is the smile you see after pain. Every region, beautiful name. She carries beauty on her back like a flame. She's Ghana's most beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ghana's most beautiful. Rana and gold. She's Ghana's most beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ghana's most beautiful. Have a seat, have a seat. Looking beautiful as always. How are we doing?
You're doing great.
We look great, honestly. Well rested.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
very okay, right?
Yes.
So Afeziwa representing the Central Region, and then Yeli representing the Bono region. Ladies, welcome to the afternoon show.
Thank you.
Let's talk about how this whole journey started. Afeziwa, why did you decide to be part of the 2025 edition of Ghana's Most Beautiful?
Okay, so I wanted to be part of this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful because of my project, Preconception Care. My project is one that doesn't only center on the health of people in the Central Region, but it is national. And so I needed a platform that will make me reach out to both governmental and non-governmental organizations, that will open the space for me to reach vast human populace that will help me to propel this project. And so Ghana's Most Beautiful is the only way out as far as my opinion is concerned. And I also wanted to project Central Region. I wanted to learn more about my culture. And I also wanted to sort of be a model for the younger ones looking up to me. So Ghana's Most Beautiful is the best platform. So I had to hop on
Hey, you know, fancy phone, or you know, at us, was the only platform. Wow, Yeli, show us how it is done. Let them know that see GMB like solid material. Why did you also decide to be part?
Thank you, Anita. So if I tell you that GMB has been my dream since 2010, you won't believe.
2010?
2010.
How?
So I think one day I was watching telly and then I saw Banga Okay. And then and I think at that year it was, the grand finale for, that was Queen Amarada.
Yeah.
So I saw her talking so well and all that, and then she won. I was like, God, this platform, I have to be there. So, I started working on myself and all that. And also, I also had a project in mind, which is Care for the Aged, because, I've been that special child, that graceful child that my grandmother raised. She did everything for me to survive. So, growing up, I saw some, instance of older people being maltreated, some accused of witches and all that. When I see them like that, it really saddens my heart. And so I needed a platform that help me project this whole Care for the Aged thing. And I realized that it is either TV3 or none. So I took a bold step, to audition, and then God being so good, I was picked. And so I believe that, TV3 is the best platform for you to sell yourself.
See, girl, I agree. And that is on period, But let's talk about walking into the house, meeting 15 other beautiful ladies. What was the first thing that ran through your mind when you walked into the house?
Oh, the very first thing was I am ready to fit in. That was the very first thing, because we were going to live in the same home. We were going to share certain things together. So I was actually ready for that sense of acculturation and enculturation. I was ready to immerse myself in the cultural diversity. So the first thing was I would fit in. And when I do, I need to make my people proud. Yes, so that was the very first thing that I was looking up to. And I achieved it. I achieved it 100%. And so I'm going to keep that bond on, and I would even make it stronger.
Yeah, that's good to know. But for you, Yeli, was it a struggle from the beginning? Different ladies, different people.
Anita, I would say yes, because I mean, when I saw them looking at how I was looking, I was like, wow, this is going to be tough.
Were you intimidated?
A bit. I was like, this is going to be tough, but then I knew who I was, and then I know the kind of person I am. So I told myself that, no, you came here for a purpose. And so regardless of how they look and all that, you have to do what you're supposed to do. And then, I mean, it is what it is.
It
It became
is what it
myself,
is.
and then I conquered.
You have conquered, ladies. You've conquered. And I think that for those of us who sit back, especially for me, the fact that I've done this over and over again, and seeing you ladies come on with such grace, with such poise, and the focus, because sometimes you can be easily distracted, but how are you able to do it every single week? Afizua and Yeli, you two, the energy, how are you ladies able to do it every single week?
So let me use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to our chaperone, Kwenayele. In fact, she has been so good to us. Each and every day, she keeps on, helping us with our scripts, support, encouraging us. You know, sometimes when you go on stage and then you feel like, oh, today I didn't do much. You look down on yourself and then you feel like, oh, it's more like, but then she'll just grab you and say, Yeli, how many times have I told you? You know what, you're very beautiful, you are capable, you can do this, do not look down on yourself, and then she'll motivate you and you have the energy and then give it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me come to you, Afizua. Yes. I think for some part of the show, you were most of the time in the bottom four. Did that at any point dampen your spirit? Take us, backstage.
Okay.
What were some of the things that happened after the show when you're saved, when constantly you're back in the bottom four?
Okay, so the very first time that I was part of the bottom four, I was now questioning myself. Did I come to represent myself or I came to represent a region? Because I believed that we needed hands to support me grow, but it looked as if I was caught up in a hole alone. But one thing kept me going, my family. Yeah. I don't call them management, I call them a family. And they passed that name being management. They kept me going and they were always there to sacrifice for me. So being at the bottom, it was always hurting me, although other people were helping me. To be very sincere, people went out supporting me with their penny. Yeah. If I'm to say thank you, it's even an understatement. I'm so much grateful. They were helping, but it wasn't enough because it's a competition and we know we have gaps. So in as much as they were trying their best, others were doing better than my best. My best was a bit better. Yes, was the best. So the gaps were so wide that I couldn't match up. But it made me feel that in as much as I feel I was representing the region, if I don't get the human populace, all of them coming out to support me, the little that do, I should appreciate that. Sincerely, I wasn't having any guru, any huge personality coming in to support me at any time. But maybe going forward, I would put these little things in place. I've learned a lot here, so I need to work on my weaknesses and hamper it so that it will become my happiness and my strength.
Okay, well, let me throw this to both of you. Do you think you had like a bad performance? One performance that you sit back and think that, this one. Because when I watch you ladies, I think you almost every Sunday you are killing it. So did you intrinsically think that this performance, dear, but we the viewers, we did not see it?
Okay, so as for me, I wouldn't use bad, but it was a performance that was average.
Which one was that?
The very first. My bun of corn fell on me.
Wait, is it the one that Matagona?
Yes. It fell on me. But that's supposed to be there throughout the show. And once it did that, I lost my words. I became a bit distorted because that wasn't the outcome. Yeah, so that was an average for me. But then I had to work on the fact that my props mustn't work against me. They should rather work for me.
Perfect.
Yeah, so going forward, I made sure that there was a balance between my extras, myself, and my props.
Okay, ladies, I'll come back to you, but let's reconnect with Godwin and see what he's up to. Hello, Godwin. Hello, Godwin. Okay, well, ladies, let's finish up. I guess we'll reconnect with Godwin and Emmanuel later. But let's talk about last night. Even for me as host, trust me, it wasn't easy for me at all. And at some point, I was like, judges, team, can we take all of them to the finale? You get it. But how did the entire night go for you, Yeli?
Anita, mixed feelings. Because one, my performance, I realized I did very well, even though I had a little bit, technical challenges. But, I put everything aside and then I still did all I was supposed to do. I gave out my best. And then, eviction. Eviction. I didn't see it coming, but since it's a competition, definitely there will be one winner and then others will make it and others will not. It doesn't mean that we are failures. We came, like I earlier said, we came, we saw, and we conquered. We came to sell ourselves, our region, and all that. And the audience are there to judge us. So, we are proud of ourselves.
And we are super proud of you. All of you are faced well, because yesterday, don't be small. You too. You too. What is semi-final? How was it?
Okay, so right from the preparation, a lot went into it. Right from the set goal, when the task was given, that we should tell a story, I wanted to move away from the usual. I've always actually moved away from the usual, but that very day, I felt that there was a certain group in the central region that they have never been projected before, the dangerous. And they are part of us, but if you don't take care, you think they are Ashantis. They aren't, they are Fantis, even though they speak Chi. So if you would remember, yesterday I spoke Chi throughout. Yes. So I needed to project them. And soon, their new chief will be installed. And it's worth glorifying. And that's of their first woman king.
And that elephant you brought in.
Yes.
Wow.
That's their symbol.
Elephant on wheels.
That's the best way to project the dangerous. So it was risk-taking. And I would rate it as extraordinary. I did the unusual, and I did it so well.
You really did, ladies. You absolutely did. And there's a reason I think you're out of the competition, all right, but you should hold your head up high. Be so proud of yourself. Honestly, what you do on the stage, I'm not sure. See, by the time I go and change and come back, they've closed the show. How you do it, like Janet would say, the fluidity, the grace, it's absolutely beautiful. But what's the future looking like for you, Afizua and Yeli?
My future is great. Right from now, I've started putting plans in place. Because this platform is so huge that I cannot even let a day slide. Every day should be a working day for me. And before I said that, now I've become multifaceted. I'm in for everything. I fit everywhere. You just have to test my capability and you will know it. So my project, I would embark on it. It's a game changer in our healthcare facility. The aim is to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality rate and to also curb teenage pregnancy. And it's going to promote the reproductive health of women, of couples, because men also play a role here. So you and I, through my project, we are going to have an optimum health outcome. And it's called preconception care. The care will render to you before pregnancy, right from your physical health to your psychological health, social, emotional, everything should be 100% before you embark on that journey. So it's a nationalistic goal. And so I would need grants, I would need governmental collaboration, non-governmental collaboration, each and every single individual in Ghana, because at the end, we need to project it to make it a reality. And also, I'm going to be that role model Ghana's Most Beautiful has groomed me to be. I'm going to make use of the brand, and thank you, TV3. They will be proud of me.
We are proud of you already, my dear. Yeli, what of you?
So mine would be very bright, like a shining star, and also graceful like a gazelle, like Auntie Janet always tells me. I mean, before Ghana's Most Beautiful, I was schooling. So I'll go back to school and then continue on my law. So future, you will see me becoming a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and also my projects, very importantly, because that is one of the things that Ghana's Most Beautiful stands for. And so please and please and please, family, friends, please rally behind me so that Care for the Aged will be, I mean, a dream that has been one of the things that I've always looked out for, to help my aged women, the men in my community. Please and please support me. When I come to your aid, just support me with the little that you can, and God will bless you. Thank you, TV3. Thank you, Anita. You always excite us on stage, regardless is it an eviction or not.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and then we are grateful.
Oh, you guys see. Whew. Anyways, ladies, I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
And you know this is home.
Yeah.
This is home. Whatever you're doing, TV3 will always support you in every single project you decide to embark on. And don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on the exposure, the talent you have, and everything you've been able to achieve. Okay. All right. I wish you well, ladies.
Thank you.
We've been talking to Yeli, who represented Bono region in this year's Goddess Was Beautiful, and Afeziwa, who represented the Central region. But let's go back to Godwin Namboh. We've been trying to reconnect with him too many times. I'm hoping that this final one, we get to see what he's doing with Emmanuel. Imagine riding a bicycle in the sun.
Blood City.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Interesting. And growing up, have you always wanted to cycle or be a cyclist?
My dad had a bicycle that I was not allowed to use. But I mean, I was a young boy. I used it anyways, without his permission.
I see. So let me focus because the riding is too sweet.
I know, you need to.
It's too sweet for me.
You get used to it.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna jump on the other side.
Okay, this way. All right. How long have you been riding me?
So I would say when I started riding my dad's bike secretly, I was about 12 years old.
In Teshi or in Cape Coast?
In Cape Coast.
Wow.
He was a teacher. He was posted there since in Augustine College 1982. And I was born 1986. And then, yeah, I was just an adventurous kid. I would do anything for the fun of it, for the thrill of it. And cycling at that age, oh boy, without my dad's knowledge, that was an adrenaline kick. When he's coming, like my brothers would be like, oh, hey, he's coming. And I'll bring the bike back.
Put the bike back.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember JSS, we will go in a hire, or what we call hire, or rent bicycles, and then you pay like 10 pesos. And then
I did that too.
You did?
I did that in Teshi. So coming from Cape Coast and riding with my dad's bike, I was a pro then. I can ride any bike. So whenever I'm on vacation, I come with my mom to our hometown in Teshi, and then just like a couple of meters away, a nice tree, 5 kids. We go get. I had a guy who had a good bike, and then I would just go. It was a car or a bike owner in this case. So I'll just grab the bike and then go and do some rounds with it. I think 1 minute ride, you pay what, 50 pesos or something like that back in the days.
Yes.
So,
So
it started way back.
So, what was the interest growing up? I'm sure cycling was just a passion. You were just enjoying.
I was just enjoying.
like
I
you
was
say.
a kid.
So, what was the dream for you as a kid? Did you want to really be a cyclist? One day, cycling maybe for Ghana or something?
Not at all. It never crossed my mind. But interesting enough, I was an athlete, field and track.
Oh,
So I was in Central Region. I would say, one of the best pole vaulters. So I started as a sprinter, 100, 200 meters. I was very good. I was the best in school. But I mean, we've got a wide array of talent. So they pushed me off the track. I mean, I was still doing good, but I wanted to be the best. So I said, hey, let me just dive into other disciplines. So I started with high jump. I was very good, but my height wasn't really a good advantage. So I switched to something more acrobatic, something more daring, where the kids would be like, oh, no, this is not our sport. So with 15, at 15, I got really good at pole vaulting. So I thought I would become a professional pole vaulter at some point for Ghana, but I still had a chance. I had an accident somewhere during a competition on my wrist. It took me off for like 2 years. And then I had other plans of studying and stuff like that. But when I was in Germany, I took up the discipline again of pole vaulting sports. And it's intense in Germany. You got to go to training 5 times a week while you're studying and doing a side job as a student. So I gave that up. But I love sports. My whole life.
I like that you mentioned Germany. We'll go there shortly. But what school were you pole vaulting for?
So I was in Cape Coast at a school called Academy of Christ the King. So that was a secondary school, and I also did my primary school, my Jubilee school. I did my JSS at
All in Cape Coast.
all in Cape Coast.
Is it a fancy? It's a fanta.
Our fancy the or woman dienum. What fancy that?
All I know is in your.
In your.
So let's go to Germany. How did the Germany connection come into all of this?
So when I was done with my secondary school education, I had very good results. So I wanted to actually study architecture at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So I came back to Accra while my dad was still in Cape Coast. He loves Cape Coast so much, he didn't want to come back home. So my brothers left, and I was one of the last to leave. So I left and then came to Accra, and I studied German on my mom's recommendation. So I did German studies, German language, right in Teshi, in a very small school. So my mom's friend, Mr. Kote, who spent years in Germany, he returned to Ghana in Accra. So he said he's setting up a small school for adult education. He met my mom at a school event and then introduced this idea. My mom was like, oh, I've got my son. He's just home eating and sleeping and chilling and waiting for his result. I was just waiting for my SSC result.
Right.
So my mom brought the idea. I was like, fantastic. But I was a good kid at school. I loved all kinds of subjects. But I didn't know I was good at languages. So I went to that school. It took me 3 months to actually pick up the German language, even read and write. So it was very quick. And it transitioned into me developing that interest of learning German. So that's where the German connection started, with this German language. So along the line, I met my first German girlfriend. We did, yeah, exactly. So it's going deep now. So we did some kind of volunteer work in Accra here, in Kokrobite. I was invited by a founder of an NGO back then, who do a lot of rural development, right, through farming and orphanage, stuff like that. So that's what we met, but it was just a spark. Just teenies, 19 years, 20 years, I think we were having fun. We didn't know what was going to happen. So we created a spark that lasted for like 3 years. So we were in a 3 years relationship, long distance relationship. But she used to come to Ghana once a year. And at some point I realized, hey, so what are we doing? What's the next step? And then we came up with the idea, okay, hey, you've got a good qualification for university. You speak German. And those were the two most important things you needed to go to Germany. It's free of charge. You don't pay for tuition in Germany. So I took advantage, did my research, and then I found the one and only university, the best one in Germany. And my ex-girlfriend back then was just, I think, 50 kilometers away. So when I got into Germany to study, I was at her place for a couple of months, and I got my own place and then left to go to Munich. So that's where I've been for the past 14 years.
Studying
years. So I did sports and exercise science with a major in sports medicine. So I'm actually working at Germany's biggest sports medicine and cardiology clinic.
Beautiful.
It's my university clinic, and I'm also currently doing my PhD in sports medicine in that area.
So coming back to, and in all this period, how long were you there in Germany?
So I've been in Germany since 2012. So like, 13, 14 years now.
Years.
Exactly.
Were you coming home every now and then?
Yeah, I was coming home, let's say, every 3 years. Because as a student, you don't have much, the luxury of when you're on break, you want to go make some money.
It's very important.
That is very important. And the flight ticket, oh my. So but I had ties, family ties back home. So I love to see my mom and my friends every now and then. So I did come home.
How long is the trip from Germany, Munich, to be specific, to Accra?
When you take a straight line from Munich and then you just draw it into Ghana, I think it's about close to 5,000 kilometers, depending on where you draw it from, something like that.
5,000, okay.
But now cycling, you're not flying. So it's 10,000 kilometers, right? Give and take. But I took a lot of detours to go chill a little bit here and there, meet some friends here and there in Spain. So it was 10,350 kilometers from Munich, my doorstep, to the Independence Square.
Wow.
And to the next doorstep was 3,555, something like that, to Teshi. So
how many years did this take you?
So let's bring it down from years to days.
Oh, days, eh?
Or when we say month, well, it took me 3.5 months, which was exactly 105 days was what it took me to end up at the Independence Square. But to enter Ghana through a Lubo border was 103 days. So when I set off on the journey, I know, it's going to get more twisted.
Say that again. 100 and how many days to
get to Ghana from Munich, 103 days. So initially, as I was going to do this in 150 days, and I said, come on, I know what I'm capable of doing when it comes to cycling. I'm going to beat it down to 100. So I said, I'm going to make this in 100. But there are a lot of delays on the way, which we can dive into. Had it not been for these delays, I would have been in Ghana in like 80 days.
Okay.
I would have been in way down. So I got here in 103 days. So I gave myself 100 days time frame. And the 3 days, come on, I was very happy with the result.
So in total, 103 days?
Exactly.
Great.
So I ended up in Ghana.
I got scared a bit. I thought you said it took you 100 and something days from Elubo to Accra.
No way.
That would have been scary.
I could have, but I know people who have spent years on the road. All right, but I had a mission and it was within a certain time frame. So
What was the mission?
So what was the mission? The mission is to make sure that each and every kid in Ghana, a boy and a girl, somewhere in Tamale, in Navrongo, in Dentra, even in Accra, but especially deprived communities, marginalized, underserved, they have a chance at a better future through education. Because for me, education is key. I mean, nothing beats education. You hold the key in your hand to open doors. Education is not just examination or reading and writing. It goes beyond that. It makes you a critical thinker. It makes you a better citizen. You can contribute your quota to your citizen if you're well educated. You can question judgment. You develop yourself. You develop a whole community. You develop your whole country. And education has no end. We're learning now from each other.
Yeah.
It is part of education. But that core element of teaching a kid how to read and write, how to even see colors, how to say their name, it's a fundamental, it's a backbone of making a better life for yourself, your family and community. So it was education that sent me out on this journey. The thrill and adventure, I do it every now and then in Germany all the time. I didn't need to go all the way to Ghana, but I knew what I could use this weapon, this tool to change that social impact through education and empowerment. That was what empowered me. That was what fueled me. That was a burning desire. So I used this mission, cycling mission, to raise funds and awareness. And when we talk about funds, I've raised over 25,000 euros in total.
So far?
So far. So I've raised $20,000 plus for the NGO that I partnered with called Edu Sport.
Okay.
So it's like education and the sport as in a learning space. So we'll come to Edu Sport. So I partnered with them right at the beginning when I had the idea 5 years ago. So it wasn't just like all of a sudden hop on the bike and then go. There are a lot of things to consider, planning, logistics behind it. The first thing was to find a partner. Because I did a lot through my family with my community's library. But the bigger picture, Ghana as a whole, a country, to make sure education will get to the doorstep of that underprivileged kid, I needed to partner an NGO, an impact-led NGO in Ghana, and that's where EduSport came right into the whole picture. So I contacted them, they were cherry-picked, and I told the founder, this is what I've got in mind. She was right on board. She had to discuss with her trustees, but she was like, till now, she still doesn't believe I pulled this off, but I knew exactly what I had in mind. So we had to do a lot of paperwork here and there, and then when that was done, I started getting the logistics together, doing